Governed by the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, Lakewood residents yearned for local self-government. The residents of Lakewood faced a series of decisions. Essentially, they had three choices. They could remain an unincorporated county territory comprised mostly of homes with no industry and only property taxes to sustain local public services, exclusively provided by county agencies. They could accept annexation by the older, larger, and once oil-rich Long Beach and become a district in that nearby city, or they could assume the responsibilities of incorporation and become an independent municipality with control over their own destiny. Although each solution had its proponents, the idea of local control through incorporation gained momentum when Long Beach city leaders attempted to annex Lakewood neighborhood by neighborhood in what was essentially a hostile takeover attempt.
We get a couple of the community-type newspapers, and they were talking about this movement on the part of Long Beach to annex the Lakewood area. And I was curious about it, and I was trying to find out about it from what I read in the paper, and then this Avon lady came to my door, because everybody came to your door, you know. They were selling everything. And she came to the door, and I said, well, do you happen to know what this is all about? And she said, well, my brother-in-law is part of the group that is opposing this, and they're going to have this meeting, and why don't you go? So I did.
To defeat the annexation approach, opponents formed the Lakewood Civic Council. Petitions were circulated among property owners in affected neighborhoods protesting the annexation vote. Eventually, all but one of the annexation battles were defeated, some by vote and others by protest. Yet the threat remained, and the annexation of the Lakewood Village area showed that the Lakewood community could be seized one at a time by Long Beach. Incorporation as a self-governed city seemed the only logical alternative. However, with no industry and only property taxes to pay for existing municipal services provided by the county, higher and higher property taxes were forecast for a new city. Long Beach interests predicted that an impoverished Lakewood city government would provide inferior services or ruinous taxation. Much of the campaign against Lakewood cityhood consisted of half-truths and unsubstantiated rumors. Cityhood supporters informed voters that Lakewood, by remaining unincorporated, would never benefit from state-collected retail sales taxes, shared only with cities and counties. Opponents were right about a new city's ability to generate the type of revenues used by established cities for providing municipal workforces. Lakewood's share of new city revenues would only be enough if the proposed city could find new, lower-cost ways of providing city services. Only an economical city government could succeed. To unite Lakewood residents in supporting incorporation, the innovative concept of retaining county services through contracts was introduced. Many of the key points in favor of incorporation were advocated by John Todd, a young lawyer in private practice, who was to become Lakewood's first city attorney, and incidentally, the only city attorney well into the next century. When John Todd showed how the county services residents were already receiving could be retained while keeping taxes low, many who favored remaining unincorporated joined forces with those campaigning for incorporation. On March 9, 1954, the voters, by a 3-2 margin, approved incorporation. And a few weeks later, on April 16, 1954, a new city was born. Lakewood, instantly the 16th largest city in California, and the first city in Los Angeles County to incorporate in 15 years. Also decided in the same election were the members of Lakewood's first city council, Robert W. Baker, William J. Burns, Gene Nebaker, George Nye Jr., and Angelo M. Iacoboni, who was selected by the council to be the city's first mayor. Angelo Iacoboni, a navigator on a U.S. Navy attack transport, graduated from Harvard Law School and became a Lakewood resident in 1948. He joined an alliance of residents who were opposed to having Lakewood annexed by Long Beach and who promoted incorporation. A practicing local attorney, he served on the city council until his sudden death at age 46 in 1964. The Angelo M. Iacoboni Public Library is named in his honor. Robert Baker was in the Coast Guard during the war. An electrical engineer, he served on the city council for nearly 2 decades. While mayor in the mid-60s, he initiated the use of helicopters in law enforcement to patrol the city 24 hours a day. It was the nation's first helicopter surveillance program. William J. Burns, a newspaper reporter, served as a special agent with the FBI during the war and retired from the U.S. Army Reserve with the rank of major. He worked with the original Lakewood Incorporation Committee and served on the council until 1972. Gene Nebeker served in the United States Air Force and was also one of the organizers for Lakewood's fight for incorporation. A realtor by profession, he was a founder of the Lakewood Junior Chamber of Commerce and an active civic leader. George Nye, Jr., an Army Air Force pilot, was an artist and educator who designed the seal for the newly incorporated city. The seal showed Douglas MacArthur School, St. Pancratius Church, a young boy playing ball, and his own home, all superimposed on the original boundaries of Lakewood. George Nye, Jr. served on the council until his death in 1971.